What would you do if you suddenly had frick you money? I'd live a quiet life, only going out to buy necessities. Or maybe I'll have them delivered. Kinda like today, but not the money. My name is Yoshikage Kira. I live in the northeast section of Moria. I've always loved the idea of becoming an eccentric billionaire. Think Willy Wonka or that guy from Umbrella Academy. Mine is Gatsby. I'd love to throw huge extravagant parties at my luxurious mansion while chilling alone in my master suite. I just want everyone to be grateful and admire me from afar. Maybe I'll make an occasional appearance just to bask in the glory of my generosity and score a few hot lovers for the night. I'd call my vet and tell them I'm their permanent angel fund. Every time they have a client or rescue who legit cannot afford care on an animal with reasonable survival odds, they bill me and I pay it. You're a good person. I hope someday you truly do get that rich. I'd wear rollerblades all of the time. Fly through the airport security check leaving only a contrail of cash. I'd buy a private island and throw exclusive parties for everybody plus the people I hated. Then I'd invite the people I hate to said private island, and I would order security not to let them into the party. Yes, this is what I would do as well. Security. Sorry, you're not on the list. The loser I dislike. But I am invited. Security. This is an exclusive party for hot people, and you're not that. This is an exotic island. Of course I'm hot. Hire Chris Pratt's personal trainer and nutritionist. His Parks and Rec body versus Guardians and Jurassic World is absolutely insane. I love when he talks about it and is pretty honest that it was just 6 months of utter misery. To be honest, it's achievable without frick off money. You should go for it if it would make you happy. To be honest, it's achievable without frick off money. You should go for it if it would make you happy. I believe it will make me less miserable and more approachable. I don't know how to achieve it without the frick you money. At some point you need people holding you accountable and caring about you. For the long run, I can usually hold it for 2 weeks. Find a decent gym with some knowledgeable staff. Generic shiny gyms full of 17-year-old roiders taking selfies tend to not have great points. I'm talking an independent gym. Points there tend to be more invested in their clients and will offer periphery support and goals. And yeah, nail on the head with accountability. Last time I was heavy postpartum, I lost around 4.5 stone in 3 months. Got into the best shape of my life after having 2 kids and I was generally happier. I had motivation every night. I never skipped a workout, went vegan. I got strong and confident and enthusiastic for life and all that tight. This time round, well, I'm married and I like my life and frick it, I just don't have the motivation to be doing 100 reps of 15 different exercises every night. I did a WOD with my husband a few days ago, 100 squats, burpees, push-ups and sit-ups, and honestly, frick that for a laugh. I nearly died. And I threw up. Anyway, you can do it. Absolutely. Get a good PT or community. CrossFit is usually full of dongs, but occasionally there's a pocket of cool normal people who don't lie about taking roids and won't suck you into an MLM and get your head down. Quit my job in a dramatic, sitcom-esque manner. Finish my parents' home that we have been building for the past 15 years. Fix my grandmother's home that was built by my grandfather. Buy my dad a Harley Davidson. Live like I have been living now, but spend more on my good friends and buddies. I would buy one of those 7-Eleven Slurpee machines and install it in my house. Also a lot of drugs. My friend's brother worked for 7-Eleven at their head office in Texas. He was allowed to install a refurbished Slurpee machine in his house. The kids loved it, but they soon became super spoiled. That's not point, though. 2 other things happened. First, the dental bills skyrocketed as his kids became cavity factories. Still, not bad if you have frick you money. Second, over time the family became less and less interested in maintaining and cleaning the inner mechanisms of the Slurpee machine. Eventually they were sucking down a variety of hazardous contaminants. Black mold, green mold, yellow mold and stomach-turning bacterial blooms. Which is to say, if you're gonna live the dream of having Slurpees at home, then also prepare a weekly maintenance schedule. And make sure that when you buy a lot of drugs, that some of those drugs are antibiotics. Buy an island. Take in any dogs which needed homes, empty kill shelters, etc. A few times a year visitors could come and spend a week with the doggers, and rehome any they made a real connection with. That's it. That's all I'd need. I'd buy TikTok and delete it. The same thing I'd do if I had lottery money. Buy an island and a boat to get me there. I will admit the size of both the island and the boat would change though. I'd buy the building in which my old job resides. I would terminate the lease, legally if possible, and kick them the frick out. My old boss owner wanted me to work for free during this pandemic while I collected unemployment. When I voiced my gripes about it, he threatened me. He also has a history of labor board violations that include not paying people their last couple weeks of pay. Most of these people were Latino dishwashers that barely even spoke English. That's what I would do with freaking money. I would freaking ruin this guy's money tree. Pay to have all the great educational videos and tools already available in English translated into the languages of predominantly poor cultures. Set up local server-based schools that could stream that content within villages and small towns. Invest heavily with the dividends paying for food programs for those schools, and scholarships for the high-achieving learners. And a new car for me. Frick all that, we buying rollerblades. Frick you. Yes daddy. Move to New Zealand. Build my dream house with multiple secret passages and hidden rooms. Buy all the reptile island ES and all the fish and hire someone to take care of them for me, so I could have essentially my own private aquarium, reptile zoo. Get all my medical things taken care of, because I wouldn't have to work, so I could finally focus on it. Open a pinball arcade. Raise chickens and rabbits and cows for food. Learn to garden. Travel the world. Leave my abusive family. Start over somewhere new with a small home, a garden, room for my books, and an adopted dog. I don't need much, but it seems insurmountable to achieve. Buy a $25 million house and get everything delivered. An introvert's dream. Have a tit lift and then solve homelessness. Sailboat. Very few things can hold a captain of a sailboat with a crapload of money. Buy old vehicles and fix them up. I could take my time and sell them to folks who would enjoy them. I'd sell my current condo really cheap to affect the resale value of the others in the building, because my hoe is awful. Buy the Burger King that fricked up my order and caused me to not eat there for the last 10 years just so I could close it down. For a long time, whenever I've thought about this, the answer has always been the same. I'd T-bone a parked car, a really nice one, right after the owner got out. Then I'd wait a minute, get out, hand him the value in cash, plus a little bit extra for his trouble, and drive off. I would break into Tiffany's at midnight. Do I go for the vault? No, I go for the chandelier. It's priceless. As I'm taking it down, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's her father's business. She's Tiffany. I say no. We make love all night. In the morning the cops come and I escape in one of their uniforms. I tell her to meet me in Mexico, but I go to Canada. I don't trust her. Besides, I like the cold. 30 years later, I get a postcard. I have a son and he's the chief of police. This is where the story gets interesting. I tell Tiffany to meet me in Paris, by the Trocadero. She's been waiting for me all these years. She's never taken another lover. I don't care. I don't show up. I go to Berlin. That's where I stashed the chandelier. Vanish. I'd remake my whole life without worrying about losing money anymore. Say frick you to everyone on Reddit. I've wanted to open up a few businesses in my hometown for a while now, and frick you money would be all the push I would need to do that. Provide some jobs that pay a fair living wage, make some money, then feed the money I make back into the community by way of charitable donations to social programs. What do I care if I don't come out in the black? I've already got frick you money. After the obligatory debt paying and house buying and vacation planning, I can see myself paying ridiculous amounts of money for over-the-top pranks aimed at whoever I deem has it coming. Student loans. Then I'd buy a bunch of real estate, rent them out and chill. Not a frick you, but more IDGAF. I'd go to a 3 Michelin star restaurant and have a full chef's choice experience. I was thinking about it yesterday actually. Hopefully I get enough money to do it at least once in my life. Kick the it out of my previous employer knowing I'd not have to worry about the legal fees.